Hey, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a product review of the Gerber Multiplier 600 and the Victorinox Swiss tool. Both of these I've worn on my personal belt and I've used out in the field and in the motor pool. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So with that, let's go ahead and move over to the bench and review these products. Alright guys, welcome to the workbench. So for our workbench review today, we're going to be looking at the Gerber Multiplier 600 and the Victorinox Swiss tool. So let's go ahead and start out with this Gerber Multiplier 600. So to deploy the actual pliers here, you need to squeeze these two buttons that are here on the side and push upwards. So I would recommend having a light grip down here with your non-dominant hand, and the reasoning for that is that I have found if you squeeze down here at anywhere below pretty much this point right here, you're going to have a hard time actually deploying there. There's going to be a lot of resistance, and actually if you grip down there when you're trying to detract the actual pliers, it's impossible. They will not go back into the tool. So definitely having a light grip will allow that to move freely there. Looking at the pliers, it has a pretty good teeth count there, and of course it has a needle nose portion and a portion that you can use more of a wrench style for grabbing on the bolts there. I would say that this one, and you'll see that in here in a minute, is a lot longer, not a lot longer, but it is a good length difference between the Swiss tool and the Multiplier 600 there. So moving on to the gadgets here, we have a file on this side, a pretty good length file. It's about 3.5, 4 inches there. We have about a 2-inch blade right there, and then we have a whole bunch of little Phillips head, flathead screwdriver tips there for different sizes, and these range, but I think they're more realistic sizes than what you'll see on the Swiss tool there of screws that you'll be working with. Now on this side we actually do have the Phillips head. You have the bottle opener there, the Phillips head screwdriver, and lastly you have a saw blade there that's about 2.5, 3 inches right there. So with that you have, you know, three items on this side. You have 5 items on this side. Actually you have 4 items on this side. I forgot about this little thing because I actually have no clue what it's used for there. That if anyone knows, please leave it down in the comment, educate others and educate myself there if you know what that's used for. But once you lock it out there, everything's locked and should not move freely there once it's locked. And to unlock any of these tools here on the sides, you just simply pull this back in the opposite direction of that lock, and then it will unlock those, and you can stow those back into their proper places. So that's the Gerber here. We're looking at, for the Gerber, about 5 inches. Yep, 5 inches right there for the Gerber Multiplier 600. And if we pull out our scale here and give it some power there, it is zeroed, and you're looking at about 8.1 ounces for that. Yeah, 8.1 ounces. So pretty light little Gerber tool there. Alright, so now that we know what this is and what it looks like there, we'll go ahead and move on to the Victorinox Swiss tool. So we'll start out with weighing this sucker right here, and you're looking at about 9.8, so almost 2 ounces more with the Victorinox Swiss tool. Now I have to be honest, this one feels light, and it feels like, I mean, you could probably break it easier than this, and that just may be the material there. I think this is an aluminum one, and this one's definitely made from some stainless steel there. But overall, length of the Victorinox is 4.5 inches when stowed. So about a half an inch shorter there. To deploy the pliers here, you're going to twist the two sides there and pull them down. As I mentioned earlier, the needle nose on the Victorinox are a lot shorter than the Gerbers there, the actual needle nose part. So the whole plier itself is about the same length, but the needle nose is definitely shorter there. But the Victorinox does have going in its favor some deeper teeth here on the wrench part, and it also has a nice cutter there in between for wires and stuff like that. That would definitely help in MOSs like mine, where my soldiers work with electronics in the signal core here. So cool thing about deploying the gadgets in this one is that you don't have to have the plier open and out like this one. So you can simply not have to worry about the plier there and then deploy all your gadgets. The only issue that I've found is that the Gerber definitely has an advantage when it comes to having a little nail slit, which makes it a lot easier to pull the stuff out. Let's go ahead and show that real quick. So the Victorinox has it on the inside while the Gerber has it on the outside, which makes it a little more difficult, especially if you don't have nails to get all these tools out. But when we're looking at the saw blade here, you can see that saw blade compared to the Gerber's saw blade, which is on this side. The teeth definitely are more sharp and more abundant there. You have kind of a dull tooth ridge right here, and then you have very sharp teeth right there. So I do like the saw blade better on the Victorinox. You have a longer blade here. It's not as sharp, but that can easily be fixed from the factory setting there of sharpness. And have a bottle opener with a Phillips, or with a flathead. Once again, I messed up there. With a flathead on top. You have another flathead there with some teeth, another flathead, and then another bottle opener there. So the flatheads on this one, as I mentioned, are a little thicker, and I think that they're not as practical as the Gerber's flatheads are. But then we move over to the other side, and if we can get this to deploy. Once again, it's definitely difficult to get stuff to deploy here, but when you look at the Phillips head screwdriver there, in length, you're definitely getting a lot more length on the Victorinox than you are on the Gerber. So to get back into places to reach there with that Phillips head, you're definitely going to be better off with the Victorinox. You have a file here, a longer file, not by much, by probably about half an inch in length. You got another serrated knife there. You have a pick added to the Victorinox, which is great for picking your teeth, I guess. And then you have a very smaller flathead screwdriver tip there. So that is a little bit more practical than these wider ones. I'm not sure what you will be screwing that's that wide there. But that is your Victorinox right there. And once again, I think that it is easier to get the Gerber tools out here than the Victorinox, but the Victorinox's tools are definitely, they definitely have a upside to them, and they work a little better than the Gerbers. I believe they're with length. Now with practicality, I think the Gerber takes the crown on the flathead screwdriver side there, but then when you come over to the Phillips head screwdriver and length and stuff like that, the Victorinox definitely is picking up there. And when you're looking at the actual pliers of the whole situation, I think the Gerber takes the crown on that one with its length of the needle nose pliers. actually being used. And it really depends on what you're wanting to use it for there. So with that, we will head back on into the video room, and I'll give you my final opinion on these two items. Hey guys, welcome back to the office here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown of my opinion on these two. So first we'll talk about price here. With the Gerber Multiplier 600, you're looking at about 85 bucks on their website and $51 on Amazon. That'll be linked below for you. When it comes to the Victorinox, we're looking at about $104 on their website and $80 on Amazon. So you're looking at a $20 to $30 price difference depending on where you get it. And for that $20 to $30, I think you can save your money and safely go with the Gerber Multiplier 600. With that said, I think that there are some benefits to having the Victorinox, especially with the Phillips head screwdriver length there. And also these teeth here, the deepness of them, allowing you to get a better grip on bolts if you're using it for that reason. But when you come to think about it, out in the field and out in the motor pool, you're going to have toolboxes. So these are really just a quick little gadget that you can use when you don't want to grab those tools out of the toolboxes. But ultimately, if you need them, those tools are going to be there. So when you're thinking about it, I would also consider the weight and the length. Half an inch here, that's that's a make or break when you're bending left and right and you have that on your hip. And when you bend, it kind of pinches there. The length can really affect that, as well as the weight. When you're carrying around something out in the field for 3 to 5 days, maybe even 14 days, depending on how long your FTX is, having a lighter weight, even if it's just a minute 2 ounces, it's definitely going to build up after time. And I think you're going to thank yourself for getting this Gerber here. Now, when it comes to time and service of these items, I think that the Victorinox might in the long run would last a little bit longer, just because it is that steel instead of that kind of aluminum metal there. I'm not exactly sure that this is aluminum, but because it's so light, I think it definitely is partly aluminum there. I think that the longevity of the life, you might get more out of this one, but at the same time, it's really what you're going to be doing with it. So that's my opinion there, and that's what I think about it. Hope you liked it. All right, have a good one. Hey guys, hope you liked that video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button below. If you have any questions about products that I use on the day-to-day in the military, go ahead and leave a comment below and ask about those. Leave comments if you liked it. If you didn't like something in the video, leave those comments as well. I love AARs. I am an officer after all. So with that, I must go ahead and say that in no way do these reviews represent the opinion of the Army of these products. The Army does not endorse any of these products, and my opinion is solely my opinion and not that of the Army's. So with that said, once again, if you liked it, leave a comment below, like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you next time.